Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And it's freezing cold, so I got up this morning, and the first thing I did was put on the heater for about 5 or 10 minutes just to heat up the living room area. As soon as you turn the heater off, it's really cold again. It just is. So, good morning, everybody. Saturday morning. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm here in my flat in Rochester. It's dark and dreary outside, and it is what it is. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1959, The Sound of Music premiered in New York City and continued for 1,443 performances. You can't see it, but I'm twirling through the cloud right now. It's one of my favorite things.
I'll just grab my coffee. Nice hot cup of coffee first thing in the morning in my Alice in Wonderland cup. Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. The time is 8:43 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Saturday, the 16th of November.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
In Rochester, it's 4 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can look for overcast weather, with a high of 11 degrees and a low of 4 degrees.
So it's going to drop to 4 degrees. Probably is 4 degrees outside. Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Why did the football pitch become a triangle? Because someone took a corner.
Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include American comedian Pete Davidson, American actress Lisa Bonet, Finnish politician and the 46th Prime Minister of Finland Sanna Marella-Marin, Japanese video game designer and producer Shigeru Miyamoto, and American actress Maggie Gyllenhaal.
So I really don't know any of those people. So happy birthday to everybody whose birthday it is today, because I'm sure there's just ordinary people like me that have a birthday. Happy birthday. So Saturday is freezing. Me personally have got no plans. I've got a lovely, wonderful chihuahua, keeps me company, and we go out and go for a walk. And I can't say we soak up the sunshine when it's freezing cold, but we go out and we enjoy the day. So woke up to the news that my son is in America. He's in the USA. Never been there myself. Never been to the USA. Never have. I've learnt about America as from when I was a little kid, because I think the UK, we watch a lot of American films. I grew up listening to songs. My mum and dad were great fans of Elvis Presley, and Elvis Presley was born in America. So I grew up listening to American music, watching American films, and you learn about different countries at school, geography, don't you? So I learnt about America in school, but I have never actually been to the USA. I have no passport. I went to get a passport in 2006. It never arrived. And that passport was under the name of Ginestra. It never came to me in Gloucestershire. So I don't know if someone took my passport, because I never received one. £70 was paid for it. I never received my passport. And I went into town in Gloucestershire numerous times into those little photo booths to take my photograph. It came back twice, your photo's not good enough for the passport. And then the last time I sent it off, for the third time of taking my photograph, it never came back in the post. So I don't know what went wrong there, but the passport was in the name of Genestra, not Crystal. Because Genestra is my birth name. I was corresponding with someone in America, and they sent me photographs in the post, Kodak pictures, and a magazine in the mail. So at that time, between 2004 and 7, I was corresponding with someone in the USA. I don't know who it was, because we lost touch when I moved to Kent. My home got repossessed and I lost everything. My wedding ring, my engagement ring, everything. The clothes off my back, furniture, everything. I had to start all over again from this certain address. Then I moved to another address, and this crap started happening again. Bullying, harassment, and I moved down to Chatham. The flat got repossessed again, and I had to live with my parents. And it goes on and on and on and on and on, but there is a direct connection with America in this harassment, the USA. There is a definite connection. All I can say was it started when I left my ex-husband, but I was also married to him when it started. My husband came home from work one day and he said, "Have you watched this pop singer, this rap singer?" And I said, "Who?" He went, have you watched Eminem? It's a guy called Eminem. He said, "Put MTV on," because we had Telly West, and we subscribed to that. MTV was on it, you know, music television. So I turned on the TV, and then I watched this guy, this rapper. I'm the Slim Shady, the real Slim Shady. All the other Slim Shadys, they're imitating. And I watched that, and I watched one of his videos, and he had a load of dwarves in it, and he had someone, it was like in a McDonald's and spitting in someone's McDonald's burger. And I just, at that time, I thought it was funny. You know, I just listened. My husband was at work and he heard this song over the radio. And then I started following Eminem. And he was, he dyed his hair blonde, hadn't he? He cropped his hair short and dyed his hair blonde, bleached it. Me and my husband split up. But at that point, I still liked Eminem. I had stayed in London with this half Turkish guy for about a few months, and he had American CDs. So he had CDs of Outkast, he had CDs of Eminem, he had CDs of Shaggy, but he had a lot of Eminem music. And I thought, great, you know, somebody that likes Eminem like myself. So we'd listen to these CDs. The relationship with the guy in London didn't work out. I returned to Gloucestershire. I was listening to Eminem and D12 in my little safe house, which I thought was safe, but it wasn't. It was incredibly dangerous. So I was listening to D12 and Eminem all the time in my safe house. Moved to a council accommodation in 2008. I noticed that some of the residents had American surnames. American. Myers is American. Coraline doesn't sound English at all. My husband had purchased goods from the USA while I was with him from America. There is definitely a connection in this harassment and bullying from the USA. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm just telling you about my life. So I ended up moving down to Kent, and my flat got repossessed. While I was down in Kent, my flat got repossessed in Gloucestershire. I did not want to stay in Medway. My family, my kids, everything was up in Gloucestershire, and I had to move because of the harassment from the neighbours. There was a woman called Doyle, Doyle, and her kid was bullying my child when he came to stay at my address. I found it impossible to stay in that flat. Lots of nasty things happened. I ended up down in Medway, living with my mother and father. And my dad had references to America on his tablet, his computer. He had laptops. I don't know who he was communicating with. I wasn't treated very nicely when I came down to live with my parents at all. I was kept like a prisoner in that house. The house was rotting. There was a hole in the ceiling, a hole in the bathroom wall. The back door was completely broken. Anyone could have broken in. When I asked for help, no one would give it to me. I called the police because I felt like I'd been kept against my will. And the police said to me, "Don't worry about your parents' house and how you're living. You're a guest in their house, a guest." I tried to get help from my mum because my dad was like, he turned the cold water tap off. Me and my mum were living in that house with no cold water. He was being very abusive to me and my mother, swearing, being aggressive, treating us like scumbags. I tried to get help from the police. They would come out and they would do nothing. And my dad would tell me, "What did you expect? No one's going to help you." And I just didn't understand why. Didn't understand why. It came to the point where I couldn't live with my parents any longer. My dad's behaviour, and I was sharing a bedroom with my mum. When I clearly need a bedroom by yourself when you're an adult, right? You can't share a bedroom with your parents. I was in my 40s. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I got a flat in Old Road, Chatham. And it didn't stop. It just didn't stop because my dad was still alive when I got the flat in Chatham. And he was controlling me. Taking me here, taking me there. I couldn't do anything for my bloody self. I couldn't. It's like it was a guarding me. I couldn't go anywhere. I was only released from the prison of my dad controlling me when he died in 2021, Derek did. But this is to do with the American connection, right? When I play Scrabble Go, all the Americans want to play against me. I get 6 Americans coming into Scrabble Go wanting to play Scrabble. Americans. I had a guy in America that tried to rip me off of £200. For anybody that is a fan of Eminem, he's supposed to be coming to Great Britain next year about September or October time. I won't be going to his concert. I won't be attending. I began to read some of Eminem's lyrics and I found them distasteful. Incest is in one of his lyrics, incest. He's singing about a father putting his daughter's you-know-what in his mouth. That's one of his lyrics. It's about incest. I just thought he was a rapper singing rapping songs and I didn't listen to the lyrics. I bought every one of his CDs while I was down here. I've stopped listening to him now. Stopped listening to him. I don't believe in drugs. Incest is not something that should be taken lightly. You know, other people make fun of what's happened to me. I was listening to a YouTube video and I found it offensive, but you have to forgive the person because they have mental health problems. But when someone says in an angry outburst to whoever it is, go and put your mother's tit in your mouth, I find that offensive. That is references to incest. Incest is illegal and it's illegal for a reason. So when someone, you know, says put your mother's tit in your mouth, it's not very nice, is it? Especially when somebody knows that you've suffered incest. It's disgusting. Eminem's lyrics are very, very OTT. I'm sure some women, like myself, when you actually go through a song's lyrics and they're referring to incest and a daughter being sexually abused by her father, I find it offensive. And I'm speaking about it now because we're all grown up, we're all older, we've all made mistakes. But song lyrics, people read them. There have been instances where people have committed suicide after listening to songs, right? Incest is not funny. It's not a dirty word and people should be punished for doing it, not laughing at it, okay? I find certain things that are still going on offensive. But I'm just a member of the public. I can't do anything about it. I can only make other people aware of it. Right? Eminem is coming over to this country next year. I will not be going to his concert. I don't agree with some of his lyrics. And in the Jeffrey Epstein case, I do believe Eminem wasn't directly involved in any abuse. I'm not saying that, but I do believe Epstein, something that was he had some involvement with Jeffrey Epstein, whether it was like on a plane or something like that. I'm not saying he's been involved in any abuse, but he was mentioned in the Epstein case. I am grown up now, I'm an adult, I am being harassed on a daily basis. The only reason that the police in this country cannot help me is because I believe that a lot of the harassment is coming from another country. That's what I believe. Now, I don't know which part of America my son has gone to, but I have never visited America. Never. I know my husband purchased stuff from America when I was with him, and he told me all about Eminem. I didn't even know who he was. I am alone in my flat day after day with no company. I've got some childish, somebody that hasn't grown up calling me a slag and a whore and you know what. It's like only someone with millions of pounds could pull this off and take control of landlords and cars and vehicles. It's someone with loads and loads of money, which I will never have. I've got no carpet on my floor. I'm struggling to heat my home. It's disgusting the way I'm being exploited and abused, and it's not funny singing about incest. It isn't. It's childish. And especially when someone's gone through abuse themselves, it's not funny. You shouldn't make fun of people's disabilities, people's shortcomings, the way they look like. It's childish, It's childish. And should, when you're singing lyrics to vulnerable people, it goes for everybody. You are reaching teenage children, teenagers, and you are influencing them. And that's, bullying somebody starts it, don't they? Somebody starts it. When you bully, you're influencing other people. You are saying, right, so ugly, for instance, that person's ugly, right? You're good looking, are you? What is the definition of good looking? Because I find plastic ugly. I find plastic fakeness ugly. People that can't come to terms with growing old, ugly. So don't pick holes in me. And you might not like what I say, but I don't get very many views anyway. I don't. My views are held back. And I know that. Because this abuse is worldwide. It's not just coming from Great Britain, it's worldwide. Yeah? And I just want to know who started it, because it's not funny. Abusing people that have got facial disfigurement, they've gone through rape, they've had a load of bad things happen to them, and you think it's okay to exploit and abuse people. It's not. See you later.